it's Coach Mello here. Got your workout of the day. Question of the day, a lot of us are working from home these days, so the question is, are you wearing pants regularly? And be honest, have you taken a meeting without wearing pants? That's the question today. So, without further ado, moving on. We've got a couple of different warm-ups today, and then your strength, or your conditioning rather, is 5 rounds for time. First warm-up, 2 rounds, 4 different movements, 10 standing hip hinges, 5 quadruped fire hydrant circles, 10 alternating windshield wipers, and then 10 steps walking knee hugs. So what the heck is all of that? The standing hip hinges, just warming up your hinge, feet underneath your hips, reaching your arms out, sending your hips back, getting a nice stretch through the hamstring and standing, basically initiating that hip hinge, sending your hips back, back stays nice and flat, stretch out your hamstrings. 10 of those. Once you're done with that, you're coming down to a quadruped position, so hands and knees. Quadruped position, and you're doing some fire hydrant circles. So you're basically making yourself like a little dog. We're gonna lift that leg up, over, around, and down. Think about drawing big circles with your knees and getting as much range of motion through that hip. Once you get 5 with one direction, you'll go 5 in the other direction. Again, trying to get that full range of motion, as much range as you can, and then you'll switch over to the other side and do 5 each direction. So those are your 5 fire hydrant circles, 5 forward, 5 back, draw big circles with your knees. The next thing, alternating windshield wipers. So this is for your core. You're gonna lie down on your back. We can do these a couple of ways. Your arms are gonna be out. You can go up here, pushing your lower back into the floor, and you'll go side to the other side. Ooh, I run out of room here. But side to side. You can also tuck your knees, push your lower back in like you're doing a hollow, and go side to side that way as well. All right, so those are your windshield wipers. And then the walking knee hugs, coming up to stand. You're gonna take a step, pull your knee into your chest, step, pull your knee into your chest, get a nice little stretch there. Go through that first warm-up 2 times. Should take about 8 to 10 minutes or so. And then we're gonna go into your dynamic warm-up. So dynamic warm-up, we're going 3 times through 7 different movements, some planking, some static holds with some lunging in between. So the first thing, 10 jumping lunges. So jumping lunges, hands on your hips, alternate legs, jump up. You can also modify that to a reverse lunge if you need to hang on to something for support. That back knee is just gonna kiss the ground, make sure you're not driving your knee into it. Keep a nice wide base of support between your 2 legs. 30-second side plank on the right. So we'll come down. I'll demonstrate on the left since you're over there. But forearm perpendicular to your body, lift your hips up. This is coming from the toe position. If you want, you can scale up to a star side plank here where you lift your leg up. You can also scale to the knee, still working that oblique. So your hip, bringing your hips up, pushing your hips forward. So that's your side plank, 30 seconds. Then 10 walking lunges. If you don't have the space, you can do alternating forward lunges, pushing off of that front heel on your walking lunges. 30-second forearm plank. Forearm down here. Elbows are gonna be underneath your shoulders, squeezing everything nice and tight, staying in that good hollow body position. Hold for 30 seconds. Then we're going back to 10 jumping lunges. Again, alternating legs. Get that heart rate up a little bit. 10 total, 5 each side. Another side plank, and then the last movement is gonna be 10 split stance prisoner good morning. So again, a little hip hinge. Prisoner is just having your hands behind your head, so you're getting a little stretch through your upper back and through your chest. Split stance, back knee is bent. You're up on your back toe, and then you're just hinging, doing a good morning, sending your hips back. 5 with one side and 5 with the other side. All right, so continuing to warm up that hinge, getting your heart rate up with some dynamic lunging and stretching out, doing some isometric core activation in that second warm up. All right, so this one here should take probably about 12 to 15 minutes. So warm up A, nice stretching, core activation, moving around a little bit, 2 rounds here. Warm up B, 3 rounds, 7 different movements, some more dynamic lunging. And then finally, we're gonna go into your conditioning. Conditioning today, this is where we get to get creative. So we've got a bunch of different options in terms of the objects that you can use, but it will be 5 rounds for time, 5 pendulum lunges each leg, 10 sumo deadlift high pulls, 15 front squats, and then 20 AbMat sit-ups. So I have here a duffel bag, which looks conveniently like a sandbag, and I've put a little dumbbell and a big comforter in it. So I got a little weight to it. The pendulum lunges, I'm gonna step forward and bring the sandbag out to the side. So this is 1 repetition, 2 repetitions. So every time you go forward and back, that's 1. As you step forward, your object goes to the outside of that leg. As you go back, the object goes to the outside of that leg, okay? And then you'll switch to the other side, 1, 2, etc. Okay? So those are your pendulum lunges. Sumo deadlift high pulls. So now we're going to hold sumo stance, wide stance with your feet. Hang on to your duffel bag or sandbag, whatever you have, and high pull. So elbows finish high and outside, keeping it nice and close to you. And then 15 front squats. Bring that duffel bag up into your front rack position, and you're gonna squat 15 times. After you're done with that, you'll do 20 AbMat sit-ups. So using an AbMat, if you don't have an AbMat, you can use a pillow, something that's gonna support your lower back, so support the curvature of your lower back. You'll come down, shoulder blades touch the ground, sit up nice and tall at the top of your sit-up, and you're doing 20 of those. So let's talk about some options for the pendulum lunges, the high pulls, the front squats. And you guys can use different equipment based on what you have. So for the pendulum lunges, if you have a medicine ball, that'll work too. So you're hanging onto your med ball, you're going forward and back, forward and back. All right, getting that rotation in. The high pull, and then your front squat will be here, okay? A kettlebell can also be used for the high pull, so sumo stance, wide stance, narrow grip. You can do a high pull with your kettlebell into a front squat, which would be a goblet squat with your kettlebell. So kind of get creative, see what equipment you have available. And again, you might want to do your pendulum lunges with a medicine ball, maybe the sumo deadlift high pulls with a kettlebell. You can even use a barbell. So if you have a barbell, I'd go light because it is going to be a lot of volume here. So you can do the sumo deadlift high pulls with like 95, 65, even 75, 45 would be an appropriate weight for that, where you have a wide stance, narrow grip, elbows high and outside. And for your front squat as well, a barbell would work. And then your AbMat sit-ups. All right, so that's your work for today. 3 different components. Warm-up A, dynamic warm-up B, and then 5 rounds for time. Make sure you guys are entering your times, your scores into Zen Planner and posting on the Facebook page. Keep up the strong work, Bell City. We'll see you in the Zoom classroom.